Hello there, this is Jubles from the Ewok and Family Alliance, and you're listening to the Escape Pod Cast. This show was recorded in front of a live studio audience. No Ewoks are harmed in the making of this show.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
It's the show recorded for Christmas and all through the pods.
The hosts were both streaming and rolling their mods.
The Beskar armor was shining, all hung up on the wall.
In hopes that RNG would be with us. Or at least for Paul.
The Podawans were listening, either live or on replay.
While Going Nerdy made his videos asking for Pirates of Weequay.
With Paul in his beanbag chair and Neil with his green screen.
They performed this here episode with the edits unseen.
They had just settled down for a 2-hour show.
When out there in space, they saw a wondrous glow.
The Argonian space swallow had appeared off their bow.
Carrying Heli and the Noob and the Llama. But how?
They sent their segments early for us to produce.
This joke has gone long, so it's time to get loose.
We interview Santa on the incoming transmission.
It was I that put Dickie Darkside in this awkward position.
On the bridge it will be much shorter, Patreon's choice.
That is that moment when they all get a voice.
With breaking news, as and if it happens this week, a thing of the past.
Happy holidays to all from the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special Christmas super duper duper edition of Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, the Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host and hetero life partner, Paul. Paul, how have you been?
I'm doing well. How's your Christmas so far?
Well, I mean, it hasn't happened yet, even though obviously it's happening right now.
Exactly.
It's happening like right now because obviously everybody's watching it on Christmas Day. So
exactly, that's
I don't know. I will have to wait and see. It's not over yet, but I'm sure by now I will have had a Zoom call with my girls, and I will have consumed copious quantities of either beef, ham, or turkey, or maybe all three. And I will definitely be very, very drunk.
So you'll have hefurkey.
Yes.
Ham, beef, and turkey. Hefurkey.
Ham, beef, and turkey. Yes. Turkey stuffed with ham and beef. With a side of ham and beef. So, yeah.
Well, I will have, I by this time when this airs, I will have had a traditional Paul Anthony Christmas breakfast. I will have had bacon, scrambled eggs, a little bit of French toast, and some kielbasa for the Polak in me.
Yeah, no. I must admit, I think because Christmas dinner's done at like a weird day. I mean, obviously most people have lunch around midday and then they have dinner late afternoon, early evening. But Christmas dinner's kind of like it's like you have it like in between. I mean, traditionally in the UK, Christmas dinner is usually around about between 2 and 3. And then once you've eaten, you sit down and you watch the Queen's speech. Because the Queen's speech is at 3 p.m. on Christmas Day. With the cardinal rule being, it's bad luck to break anything given to you on Christmas Day before the Queen's speech. If you break it, I was told as a kid, you break any of your toys, your Christmas presents before the Queen's speech, it's bad luck for the rest of the year. So, yeah, that's the plan.
What time does the Queen speak again?
The Queen speaks at 3 p.m. UK time. She does.
Okay.
It's called the Queen's speech. It's broadcast live on TV every single Christmas day at 3 p.m. I'm pretty sure they all carry it. I'm relatively certain they all carry it, but it's usually the BBC that does it. Sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long. It's the Queen's speech. People, it's live, and most of the time you don't know what's going to be in it until she says it. So, but it's interesting. It's those blue bloods, talking to the, got to speak to the common folk every now and then, So so
I have learned something today.
Mhm.
On a day that I'm supposed to just totally, get my mind off of everything. I have now learned that that it's a national address.
yeah,
Apparently everybody watches this.
Well, I mean, it depends, because a turkey dinner can make one feel very, very sleepy. So there have been many, many occasions where I've just fallen asleep on the couch after Christmas dinner, because I don't just eat it, I cook it. So I cook Christmas dinner, and then I eat it, and then afterwards, all you want to do is just sit down on the couch. The dads and the granddads just kind of sit back on the couch. Yeah, as soon as the head goes.
But it's
back,
on the TV.
Yeah, it's on the TV.
Okay,
I mean, obviously, it's also broadcast on the radio as well.
Well, yes, yeah. So here in the U.S., we either watch basketball or the latest bowl games that are going on in football. We watch sports instead of listening to the ruling class.
Oh no, we don't have. There's no sports on Christmas Day. There's no sports on Christmas Day. I mean, there's usually football. There's usually Premier League football on Boxing Day. So there's always sport on Boxing Day, but not on Christmas Day itself. There's no sport on Christmas Day. It's basically movies, cartoons. Cartoons, then the Queen's speech, then movies. So but no Die Hard. So I mean, I'm sure it'll be on one of the channels in the. There's probably going to be a half a dozen to a dozen channels running Die Hard. But I have it on DVD, so it will be getting watched later on without commercials, because we have channels with commercial breaks in the UK, but it's stupid over here. Your networks will run commercial breaks for like 10 minutes immediately after a show starts, and I'm like, the commercial runs longer than the first part of whatever episode it is that they've run. So it's stupid.
As a person who has done broadcast media, a typical hour-long show will have 42 to 43 minutes of actual show. So you've got 18 minutes. You've got 18 minutes of commercials spaced out throughout the hour. None except for the one right before the end. None of them should run over 2 to 3 minutes. The last one, if you'll always notice this, the last one is national commercials, and then a local break, and then local commercials. If you're watching your standard, big four broadcast television stations.
Yeah.
They'll run a national commercials and take a quick 2-minute local break, so the local ads can play, local money coming in. And then you get the finale of your show.
No, I don't care. I do not like commercial breaks during my Christmas movies, and especially not during Die Hard. The ultimate of all Christmas movies. It is the greatest Christmas movie of all time. It is the best Christmas movie.
I don't know. Gremlins is right up there for me.
No, Gremlins is not the best Christmas. No, it's not. It's not. It's Die Hard with Chevy Chase, the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, being a very close second.
Oh, okay. That's a good Christmas movie, but for me, it's Gremlins, then Lampoon, then Die Hard.
No, it's Die Hard, then Lampoon. See, Gremlins doesn't even enter into my top 5 Christmas movies. It doesn't. It doesn't. I must admit, I do like Santa Claus, the Santa Claus movie. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. You know.
Are you talking about the Tim Allen movie?
No, that's the Santa Claus. I'm talking about Santa Claus the movie from the 80s.
Okay. I was wondering there for a moment because I was going to ask you if, Jack Frost made it into your top 5.
No.
If you're enjoying
Santa Claus the movie is the one with John Lithgow as the bad guy in it that runs the corporation that wants to. Oh, who's that? There's a British actor in it as well. I've forgotten what his name is. He did Arthur, the original Arthur. I've completely forgotten his name. I don't know. That's terrible of me to forget the name of the British actor in the movie Santa Claus the movie. So yeah,
so
that's awful.
What we're gonna do here, because this is the Christmas episode, we will be talking later on to Santa Claus himself. So we're gonna be able to find out what the definitive top 5. Remind me to ask him when we get to that interview what the definitive top 5 Christmas movies are.
He's going to say Die Hard's number 1 because he's not stupid. He's not a fool. He will agree with me that Die Hard is the number 1 Christmas movie of all time.
Does Bad Santa rate in there anywhere?
No, Bad Santa does not come in there. No, it's not even a top 100 Christmas movie is that.
Wow.
Not even
that
a top
is blasphemy.
100.
How about Santa Claus Conquers the Martians?
No, never heard of it. If I've never heard of it, it's definitely not top 100.
It is copyright free. Maybe we, in the after show, we can watch it all together with everybody. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, one of the worst Christmas movies that is one of the best Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me. I mean, Home Alone's in there as well, of course. Home Alone is one of the top 5, has to be, But the problem with Home Alone is they start reruns of that like at the beginning of December, and it's on TV like every single day. So by the time you actually get to Christmas Day, you don't want to watch it anymore because you've already watched bits and pieces of it every single day. If you watch TV, that is. You've watched little bits and pieces of Home Alone all throughout the month of December because it just gets played the hell out. See, that's the problem with family-friendly Christmas Day movies is they get played all throughout December. Die Hard it's like a gritty and violent and action-packed, so it can only be played on an evening, whereas Home Alone can be played throughout the day on any channel, on every channel, at whatever time you want. But he's still going to agree with me.
All right, well, we'll have to check that out. Now, I am trying to pull up here information that we got last week from DojaFett. We're now transitioning into actual Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes talk because that is what we do. We talk about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on this show, but it's a Christmas episode. Cut us some slack. We're making it up as we go.
Yeah, we're winging it.
Show prep. There we go. I was looking for that. So scroll back from all these bundles and all that stuff. All right, Besco Mando feats. This is where it came in. So Doja, after a lot of people complained, if you will, about the fact that Beskar Mando was needed for feats the last time that Galactic Challenges ran, and I believe that there is one that started today.
But it doesn't have the BAM feat in it. This one doesn't.
It does if this is airing on Friday.
You sure?
Yes. Start date 12/25. Camino Scoundrel versus Droid.
All right, I'd have to have a look at that.
With a Mando feat. So, his response was, as we continue to experiment with different requirements and feat structures for GCs, It is possible, even likely, that they will take various forms moving forward. So while the feats and requirements for the current round of GC are set, they are subject to change in the future as we work through various versions of Galactic Challenges along with their feats and requirements. You will still be able to complete in this season of Galactic Challenges while earning most rewards, even if your Mandalorian Beskar armor doesn't meet the requirements to complete the final tier of rewards. So, and then he said, to reiterate, these recent events and Galactic Challenges are part of our attempts to experiment with different ways of presenting units, content, and rewards. The next round of events and Galactic Challenges may very well be different as we continue to focus on what Galaxy of Heroes looks like moving into the future. That I had problem with that last episode.
And one of the reasons why I'm glad I don't care about Galactic Challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every weekend for the next month is going to have a Mandalorian Beskar armor feat. Christmas today, and then New Year's Day, then the 8th. Every time that you see our faces on a live recording, there's going to be a Beskar feat.
I'd never get maximum boxes anyway, which is, like I said, why you see, the majority of people that can never get maximum rewards aren't going to care about this. It's the people that can get the maximum amount of rewards without having to purchase or whale in order to get Beskar Mando that are going to be, rightly so, annoyed with this, because they're not going to be able to get maximum rewards unless they whale in order to get Beskar Mando, which, you know, that's going to,
I'm going to be going. I'm going to be going for, or I have gone for Beskar Mando as of the airing of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I should have him, along with a bright, shiny new Jedi Knight Luke.
Mm-hmm.
It's, if I don't after the show, I'll be going back live, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna go until I get it then, because I am not letting Luke pass me up this time.
If you've got most, I mean, you have a lot of the characters. You have a lot of the characters over Relic 3 anyway. You've got some.
All of them are 3. I've done what you've done.
All right, okay. Well, I mean, it'll only take you a couple hours, 3 hours tops. 2-3 hours tops. It's a pain in the arse. Doing it with the minimum requirements, because it does require a lot of remodding every single tier. Each tier requires very specific mods. So it's not something that you can just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It does require skill and a little bit of strategy regarding, swapping mods around and stuff like that.
Well, according to half the GA Center server, I lack skill, so this is going to be very, very tough for me.
No, not fighting skill, modding skill.
Oh, well then, I just asked McCase to help.
And modding skill, you need to know what your primaries need to be and what decent secondaries you need in order to, get through the various different things.
I mean, that is a good thing. I have good mods. I just don't use them well.
Yeah, just make sure, all you need to do is make sure that you save the loadout for any characters that you take mods off. Because obviously,
I will have that.
Perfect example would be Lando. Perfect example is Lando. You need Lando's crit chance at 100%. You need his crit chance at 100%, so that every single time you use his AOE, gets a critical hit and it resets. You basically, that's it. So it's just ticking over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And
is that part 3? Is that hard one that you got stuck on for a while?
I'm not sure if it's 3 or if it's 4. It might.
What's the
5.
one with
Oh, the one. It's the one with Boba.
Okay.
It's the one with Boba. So you've got Lando, Leia, Chupio, and
so you do have Chupio. So yeah, that is going to probably be the one that I had gotten stuck on.
Yeah, and, modding Chupio is okay. You want your potency so that you're getting the blinds off, obviously. But it's your Leia that you need to. I mean, I had to retweak Leia several times because obviously Chupio shares the stats of whoever's in the leader spot, and then those also get shared with everybody else.
Well, okay, so Neil, I'm sort of miffed, if you will, for the fact that when it comes to they released 3PO and Chewie later on after the event, right? I should be able to use my Chupio that I actually farmed.
Well, no, you can't, because obviously, as with all of these hero's journey / legendary type events, it's a set roster. It's a set amount of characters from your roster. Just like going for BAM, you need the five characters from the Mandalorian.
But I should be able to swap it for the one that I have.
Well, yeah, no, you just get it. You know, it's just given to you. That's it. And what it does is it takes the stats from the mods
from Chewbacca. I've read up on it.
Chewie and C-3PO. That's why it's
just Chewie. It's just Chewie. Let me just double check here.
I honestly, I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember because I've only done the event twice.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Obviously, it was easier doing it the second time around. The first time around, it was a pain in the backside doing that tier. It was the hardest tier. But once I'd figured out what mods I needed to put on what characters, I then just copied and pasted that when I did it on the alt account. So, it's like, okay, so I looked at what mods I looked at what mods I put on my characters, and then I just mirrored those mods on those characters. And it took me a lot less time to do it. Despite Rayrock going absolutely bonkers because he's like, how are you doing this with a Relic 3 Chewie and my Relic 5 Chewie? I can't do it with my Relic 5 Chewie. It's like, it was all about them. And that was why I say it's all about the mods.
Okay, so here's the note in Tier 6 of the Jedi Knight Luke event. Chewbacca and C-3PO are required for this tier, but will not be used in battle. They will be replaced by another character, 3PO and Chewie, whose stats are scaled based on Chewbacca's stats.
Chewie's stats, right, yeah.
Including mods. And then I love it how it says, this character is not obtainable and can't be used in any other event or game mode. Well, I wonder if they've taken that out since.
You'll find out when you do it. You'll find out.
Well, I would have found out by the time.
You will have found out once you've done it. Yeah, exactly. You will have by the airing of this show. So yeah, it's a fun event. It's a fun event.
It's almost here.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Easiest one to remember is the final tier. Get your Vader's potency up over 100%, so that you can get the ability to block off with your basic on Luke every single time you hit, so that obviously so that you can win and get through, and then you're like, yes, I've got it.
Well, I'm sure there'll be clips galore made of me spiking a gallon of milk as I win. Yeah. So
I will be obviously this is aired, so I'll have been watching, and so that I can offer advice.
That's if I'm still going by the time you wake up, because I will have started it at 2 a.m. my local time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I'm up and around, I will offer some advice. If not, good luck.
Thank you. It'll be a hero's journey for sure.
Yes. I must be. I have. If you're still doing it, I might catch it in the morning because I have to get up early to go pick up. I got to go pick up a bed base,
some
a mattress, and a couch tomorrow. All of that's got to get picked up. Then I've got to bring it. Then I've got to build it all, and I've got to set it all up in preparation for some Boxing Day guests. Yes, some Boxing Day guests.
All right.
And maybe a few beverages and, a drunk stream from the Nev on Boxing Day. Who knows? Once I'm all scrabbled out.
There you go. There you go. So, let's go ahead. Let's take our first break. And when we return, we're saving the year in review for literally the beginning of next year. So next week is a year in review. But let's make our Christmas list for next year. And then maybe we'll give it to Santa after when we talk to him
we can do that
later on.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, guys, stick around because coming up after this break, we're going to write that Christmas list. I really want a pony. Right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Micaeus, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up micaeusmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Micaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways Network.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message, and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Podcastaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Podcastaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/the Escape Pod to sign up.
The following Guild Classified is brought to you by Doombringer. Do you think Wat Tambor is the only true galactic legend? Do you like to play seriously without the constant stresses of meeting lofty expectations? Does your current home not give you the return on your investment that you seek? Then look no further and join Doombringer of the Techno Union. Doombringer is a friendly and independent, perennially overachieving guild with 280 plus million GP, and it's looking for a few active and engaged members. We boast an impressive 130-12 TW record with no micromanagement or sandbagging, while maintaining a relaxed approach across all guild events. Doombringer features lots of experienced players who love to help others work through teams, mods, and strategies to find success in all game modes. If you love to play SWGOH, want to have success and fun, and have a good attitude and a focused roster, then we're a good match. We request 600 tickets per day and a roster with potential. Find our contact info on SWGOH.GG, and we'll chat about your potential future as part of the greatest guild in the galaxy. Would you like to hear your guild featured right here on the Escape Podcast Guild Classifieds? Reach out to us on our Discord server and post in the on-air classified room under the Yavin 4 Network Studios.
I am Andy Beeds, commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion.
And I'm Camp Director Flair of Gaming Embers.
We are the officers of the Chain Gang.
We're a collection of Twitch streamers that like to stream our Grand Arena Championship battles.
In Star Wars Galaxy Heroes,
we feature accounts of all sizes.
From the large accounts, like Fruit Ninja Mike,
to the small accounts like, well, mine.
We have grand arena action for all viewers.
With names like The Llama,
Ran B,
Dr. Zeppers,
Mr. Jigabachi,
Geek Girl 1980,
Rico,
Kate Gaming,
Flair,
Andy Beads,
and the Escape Podcast's own The Nev.
We bring you continuous game action every day during the attack phase.
Check us out and ride the raid chain from streamer to streamer with us.
The Chain Gang is proud feature of the Escape Pod Castaways.
See you on the chain, ya hosers.
The Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. That was a quick break, wasn't it? The magic of editing
For
and
us, it
TV.
was.
To us, it was like, you know... No, wrong show.
Wrong show. You don't do that show anymore.
We don't do that show anymore.
No, you don't do that show.
No, I don't do that show anymore. No. That was fun. Yeah, wrong show. Let's get on with Christmas. You know, what all I want for Christmas is...
All I want for Christmas is Luke. And hopefully I've gotten him.
Yes.
No, I am going to make one very, very good friend of ours extremely happy. You already know what I want for Christmas, and that is Hondo Onaka.
You and a bunch of other people.
I mean, he truly is a bridging character. He's as important as Rex in my mind.
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest, I think your best chance of Hondo Onaka is the Bad Batch. When the Bad Batch comes out next year, that's your best chance. You won't get him in. You're more likely to get him. You're more likely to get him in an episode of the Bad Batch next year than the actual game next year. So.
You're breaking my heart.
But who knows? Maybe if they put him, if they do put, I really do think that, you know, it's an obvious fan favorite character to bring back for, you know, an episode of the Bad Batch, that because he's on the Bad Batch, you could then argue, look, come on, he's been in Rebels, he's been on the Clone Wars, he's been on the Bad Batch, you know, he's been on more shows and he's had more airtime than Boba Fett. Put him in the game. Because he would be an awesome scoundrel leader. We all know that he would be an awesome scoundrel leader. You know, they are showing a lot of love to scoundrels at the moment. And having an extra scoundrels leader, I mean, all right, you know, it's just fodder for Moff Gideon. But, you know, who in their right mind would put a Hondo character on defense? It's just not going to happen, you know? He would be instantly... he'd be an offense favorite straight away, I think.
So, you know, we didn't see him in Mandalorian.
Nope.
And by the way, it has been a week. We are lifting the moratorium on spoilers for Mandalorian here because it's been a week since it's been out. If you were going to watch it, you watched it. This show is airing at night. You would have watched it for Christmas by now. Am I wrong?
No. Most people should have watched it by now. Most people should have watched it.
Or you've been spoiled.
Yeah. I mean, if you're on social media, there's no way you don't know what happens in the season finale, season 2. It's as simple as that. Really, really is. So, you know, all the talk of all the various different shows, and obviously... the talk of the Skywalker show, a Luke Skywalker based show from Disney Plus, which obviously wasn't in the original announcements because, quite rightly so, which made the episode even that more impactful. Jon Favreau did not want the talk of that show being announced by Disney Plus because, you know, they didn't want any speculation. They didn't want anybody knowing that said character was going to be in the season finale of The Mandalorian, and it worked. It was great, absolutely great.
It was, and well, I mean, there were, also the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, and we've seen the title card for that show now.
Yes.
And that looks pretty good. So
and that was announced.
Yeah, and that was announced, and it's cool. It kind of plays into this. Are they going to do it? One season of this, and then another, and then another show season, and then another show season. And it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. It looks like a lot of these shows are all going to run concurrent, which would allow for a lot of crossovers. Specifically, obviously only regarding shows that are shown in the same timeline. And we know that the Book of Boba and The Mandalorian are going to run in tandem in December of next year. And we also know that Rangers of the New Republic and Ahsoka is going to be running in the same timeline. So, hey, it's definitely looking up to be I would say a good 2021. Obviously, we're not going to get them until December of 2021. That's the only annoyance, that we're not going to.
We got other stuff coming like Bad Batch.
Yeah, I know, and that's great. I was just kind of, I already had my mind set that once it had finished, that it would start again, just like it did with previous seasons, beginning in October, and running until Christmas. But obviously, in 2021, they don't want to kick it off until the Christmas period. So I don't understand the logic behind that. I genuinely don't. I can only surmise that the reason why they're kicking off with The Mandalorian in December is they don't want to start the Book of Boba and they don't want to start The Mandalorian until one of the other shows that Disney Plus will be throwing at us in 2021 ends around that time period. And so, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking that they're doing it, so that you can go from one Star Wars show that ends in December straight into the other ones, and it kind of, the revolving door. So when one season of one show ends, another one begins, and then when that one ends, another one begins. So there's always something to watch every Friday. I guess, I don't know. I mean, every Friday I get. That would be not. I mean, how awesome would that be? I mean, that's one of the things that I think Star Wars fans would kind of be grateful for. With the number of shows, obviously, can you imagine? No matter what show it is, or no matter what season it is, for there to be a new episode of a show every single Friday. I mean, that would be pretty awesome.
It would certainly keep us busy every single weekend.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely.
But okay, so we kind of got off on a little bit of a tangent here, but just as in season 2 of The Mandalorian, I would still also like to see Axe Wolves, Casca Reeves, and Bo-Katan Kryze.
Yeah, no, there are. Yeah, it would be nice to have. Some Mandalorians in it. I don't know. I mean, it'd be nice to have a couple of those characters as marquees in the new year. They certainly need to make January, February, and March of 2021 better than the January, February, and March of this year. I mean, the first 3 months in the game this year weren't good. I mean, they really, really weren't good. They put all their eggs in the GL basket, and it did not play well for them. I mean, everybody that I've spoken to, and exchanged conversations with, everybody said that overall good year, but the first 3 months were kind of,
it was slow to start.
It was a really slow start. So hopefully, maybe that's the bang that we'll get for 2021. So 3 Mandalorian characters, and maybe throw in a couple of Empire characters. Maybe throw the Dark Troopers in there, a Scout Trooper in there.
Oh my gosh, Dark Troopers would be
Flame Trooper. Maybe a couple of the, maybe one of the Imperial officers from there. Because we've got the generic First Order officer. Why can't we have a generic Imperial officer? You know? I mean, obviously the generic Imperial officer would be better than the generic First Order officer, but yeah, no, there are some characters there. I just think that they might be holding off on those characters until Ahsoka comes out, because I'm thinking that those Mandalorian characters will more than likely be in either Ahsoka's show or Mandalorian season 3, and maybe that's what they're saving them for. But I also kind of think that maybe some of these characters that we would like that had parts in the Mandalorian will also be in Rangers of the New Republic. I do think that the Bill Burr character will be in Rangers. I think he'll be in Rangers of the New Republic. I think that Kara will recruit him. I'd love to see him in there.
All of these Mandalorian Season 2 characters need to be in there. Dad Bod Boba, Fennec Shand, who was in Season 1.
Yeah.
The Bill Burr character, Mayfeld.
That's it.
Hey,
we can only hope. You know, we can all we can do is keep our fingers crossed that they take a bunch of the characters from Season 2 and give them to us as marquees.
But there's not enough dark side to do a legendary, if you will. We have a hero's journey for Beskar Mando.
I mean, they could give us a new stormtrooper, and give it a mechanic similar to the B1, where you kill one stormtrooper, so you get like 50
That'd be
or
fun.
100 stacks, something like that would be fun. We could get the
You're missing the number, Neil.
What?
It should start with 501 stacks.
Well, I'd like to see a 501st Stormtrooper, if I'm being honest.
I know you would.
I'd like to see.
There's people online that hate you for that. I don't know why.
Neither do I. And quite frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
But honestly, when it comes to Hondo Ohnaka, though, as I've mentioned, I just want to take a moment to do you mind if I address CG specifically on this?
Sure, knock yourself out.
All right. Capital Games. You have something that I want. You may think that you have some idea of what you could be in possession of, but you do not. And upon its release, in a few moments, it will be mine. It means more to me than you will ever know.
There you go.
So, yeah, I just, go ahead, clip that, send it to CG.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, and maybe they will. Like, it'd be nice. I mean, I know one of the things that we all complained about back in 2019 was too many marquees. And then, 2020, not 2019, 2018 was a very heavy marquee year. And then in 2019, we were all like, crap, why were we complaining about all those free characters we got?
Get any more of those marquees?
Yeah, can we have some more? So I don't think that anybody will ever complain about being flooded, the game being flooded with marquees. Not the way that they've been making kits, and not the way that they've been doing the mechanics of characters recently. I mean, there has not been one single dud marquee character released. There hasn't. None of the marquee characters released have been duds.
Queel.
Queel's not been around long enough to be properly theory crafted into a squad yet.
I still think that Queel has been a dud of a character. IG-11?
Light side with the ability to shock? Come on. There is going to be a theory-crafted squad that he fits perfectly into with IG-11 at some point, I reckon.
Have you met Rose Tico?
Huh?
Have you met Rose Tico?
Yeah, but she's not a marquee character that we got this year.
That's true, but You're talking about a character that could shock.
Yeah, shock. She can't shock it. She doesn't have an AOE shock.
Oh, okay. AOE, not an AOE. Okay. And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking stun for some reason. But.
And hey, if they ever get around to doing Plo Koon's, for reworking Plo Koon's kit, so that his judgment move actually does what it's supposed to in canon, which is Force Lightning. They can rework that. All they have to do is rework that one mechanic to be an AOE Force Lightning like Palpatine that applies shock. And someone like him could work well with Quill. A light side team that does shock. That'd be awesome.
So I think that they're more going to go the way Queel and IG-11. They're more going to go the way of they're going to end up on a B team with together, kind of like Chase does now.
You're thinking that they're going to be a duo like Mission and Zalbar.
Mission Zalbar, Chase, Wiggs.
Well, yeah, but Mission and Zalbar are Mission and Zalbar. Hey, they're not too bad on a team under Kira.
I still take them out easily.
I've had holds with them before, but because not everybody knows this game like we know this game.
That you speak the truth there, and that's sometimes something that you and I do overlook. That's very true. We're focused on, we can counter this with this and counter this with this and do this during territory battles. And there are people that don't.
No, exactly. I mean, I'm part of a Facebook group for this game, and there is a very large majority of the people in that Facebook group flat out don't watch content creators. They just don't. I mean, every time somebody posts in there, I need advice on this, I post the exact same thing over and over and over and over again. Go and watch some content creators. If you want to know what to go for, what your characters do, what the best theory crafted teams are, go and watch some content creators. Go and join the content creator community. You will learn what to do with your roster. But there are people on Facebook that play this game that never watch content creators. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I mean, we need, we all need cannon fodder. We don't want everybody to be pros and experts at the game. We need cannon fodder.
I don't want experts, but I would like people to, I'm excited. Revan the Legend, we had him on last season. Revan the Legend just hit 85. You guys want to find a early game content creator? Revan the Legend. Free to play? I think was he free to play?
No, he wasn't. He'd rather unknowingly purchased crystals to buy, and then he spent them on Cronium packs, didn't he? You remember?
That's right.
He'd bought crystals, and then he used those crystals on Chromium packs.
Yeah, that's right.
But nonetheless, do that again.
But nonetheless, he's an early game player, and he just hit 85. So you're going to be seeing the new.
Oh well, I'll have to. Yeah, definitely have to. Definitely have to see how he does on GAC. Definitely, we'll see. We'll have to send him a message and say, "Get your butt on Twitch. Get your butt on Twitch." Every man and his dog's doing it. Why not you?
We were pushing him to do that. Once he hit it. So we'll have to check in.
Yeah. You want to know what I want for Christmas, then?
What do you want for Christmas?
Well, I want a ship raid for Christmas.
Okay.
I don't want a ship raid. I want the ship raid that the devs were working on that got mothballed in October of last year. Okay? It's been over a year.
What if it's a raid that has a ship component instead? Like the rumors swirled last at the end of this year.
I think it would be nice to have another reason to work on ships, because right now the only reason to work on ships are for those people who are in Div 1 and Div 2 of GAC. And I think a ship raid would make more people that don't need 2 fleets for GAC to work on their fleets a little bit more. Plus, without them even realizing it, all those Div 3 and Div 4 and Div 5 people that have only got maybe 4 or, 2 or 3 or maybe 4 full fleets, it would kind of, cajole them in the right direction to maybe work on some fleets. And they will be able to they will be able to take advantage of that once they achieve the 3.8 million threshold and get themselves promoted to Division 2 of GAC.
Well, let's also remember that when they talked about the whole galactic challenges, they talked about how you would also need ships for some of your stuff. And we still, how many months has it been since Gal Chals came out?
Yeah, it's ages. I can't remember. Yeah, they said a lot of things about galactic challenges.
And I know you're disappointed about it. And it makes me sad because I think that you would thrive in this.
No, they will never, ever, I will not forget, I will not forget, and I will not forgive. I will not forget, and I will not forgive.
Even if they make it right, you're not going to forgive?
Huh?
Come on,
because
Neil.
what they did, I've no interest. They blew it with me. They blew it with me regarding galactic challenges. I have no interest in galactic challenges. I will never have any interest in galactic challenges. I am a free-to-play competitor. And there is nothing in galactic challenges that makes me want to spend resources on characters specifically for galactic challenges.
But even when something comes around that you have built up, you don't want to go as far as you can?
I pick my best team, I throw it in, and I hit auto. I do not care about it. I don't even care about the slicing materials.
Are you going to give them a chance with Galactic Conquest or whatever they call it?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Whatever this new game mode is, I will absolutely 100% give that a chance.
Okay.
But they hyped up Galactic Challenges for months, and then when they released it, it was abysmal. And they released it, it's still, in my opinion, they released it not how they intended to release it.
Well, they've made changes to it twice now.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the first time that they made changes to Galactic Challenges, I believe they made changes to it specifically along lines that they were originally going to put it out. So they had an idea of how they were going to release it, and then they added 3 things. They removed 3 things from it that they knew the community would complain about, so that the community would go, these 3 things are bad, we need these 3 things changing. And CG were like, yep, absolutely, we listened, we've heard, we're going to change those 3 things. And then they made those 3 things better. But the cynic in me had already been burnt, the optimist in me regarding that Galactic Challenges had already been burnt. That bridge was down and it hasn't been rebuilt, and there is nothing that they can do to rebuild it. If I had a roster that could tier 7 everything, I probably still wouldn't be overly interested. Great for theory crafters, don't get me wrong. I think that Galactic Challenges for the likes of Skeletrix and Ian. I think that Galactic Challenges is great for them because they get to theory craft how to work around the mechanics and the best factions and how people can maximize each of the tiers to get the best type of rewards. For me, I will use whatever faction is necessary until I can auto it, and as soon as I can't, I put in my arena squad. I go to tier 7. If I can't do tier 7 on auto, I go to tier 6. If I can't auto tier 6, I'll just keep going back. Because I still think the rewards are not worth the effort. And the slicing material that you can only get to go beyond 6E don't get me wrong, I think those slicing materials are great, but I don't care about them anymore either, because I have had slicing material to do on one account. I've picked up slicing material to roll like 12 dozen mods. I've rolled speed twice, so it's like all that effort to get just a tiny little bit of slicing material so I can roll one stat on one mod, and it doesn't roll speed. And hey, I don't expect it to roll speed every single time. I mean, that would be, pretty poor if all it did was roll speed all the time. That's the RNG. That's the luck of the draw. But it runs twice a week, and you get enough slicing material to roll a couple. So it's like 2 or 3 or 4 rolls a week. It's a lot of effort just for 2 or 3 or 4 rolls on rosters that contain hundreds and hundreds of mods. So yeah, unless they're you can win slicing material to slice and roll 10 mods every single GC. I'd look at that and go, yeah, that's good, that's worth it. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of those 10 rolls will be speed. Maybe not. But the odds, you've got a 4-to-1 chance of rolling speed on a mod. Okay, so only getting enough to, and that's just the way I think. And I'm not suggesting that they just give the stuff away, but based on the RNG odds of what will and will not roll and what could or could not roll, it's not enough, and it will never be enough unless they're giving enough slicing material. And I'm not talking about completion of tier 5 or 6. The maximum tier. Completing tier 7 and getting every single feat should be giving you a boatload of rewards. If they did that, I would be willing to give it, a second look.
So, I don't think so. I mean, I think you're going to be able to now do, I believe that the math works out to 2.5 per month now, to go all the way from beginning to end, or bring a few of the lower end all the way up. I'll bring those to middle tier of perfect mods or fully expanded mods.
Yeah, but it's not just the mods though. Think about it. That they do a galactic challenge for pretty much every faction.
Right.
Someone who is free to play does not have every faction relic. And before you say it, I know you don't need every character relic. Skeletrix came up with a great video for the Resistance one that was just done. You did not need relic characters, but you did need ridiculously fast mods. And not everybody has mods that put every character over 250 speed.
So if you have... This is my experience with it. If you have the faction, and they're up there, you can get to the next to last, or even possibly get to the last reward box. If you don't have the faction, that's not handcuffing you all the way. You can take your best squad, no matter the faction, into it. I took a First Order team into the Resistance faction and got all but the best rewards. And then I went back with the Resistance team and I did those as high as I could. So what had happened is I got to the 3rd best rewards, and then I went in with the Resistance team and got the 2nd best rewards. So I think that I implore you to give it another chance with how you want to play it, as far as using whatever team you want to go against it. Because it is fun to deal with, if all I need to do is take out the leader, let's see how fast I could take out the leader. I have fun with it. It's as close to a sandbox as we have right now.
We're near a sandbox. It's not. It's not anywhere. It's nothing like a sandbox. Because
it's a kiddie pool filled with a little bit of sand.
It's not any kind. It's not, because you've got the modifiers. If there were no modifiers there, yeah, you could argue that it is like a sandbox.
It's
But
not the best sandbox.
The modifiers, the modifiers make it not a sandbox because you can't.
It's not.
You can't say I've got this faction. Oh, I want to test this faction against this faction. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way because of the modifiers. So it is in no way, shape, or form anything close to resembling a sandbox because of the modifiers. Granted, the modifiers.
It's a ball pit. How about you call us calling it a ball pit instead of a sandbox?
Well, no, because there is nothing that you can do in galactic challenges that can be taken somewhere else in the game. 100% because of the modifiers.
I've used things that I've used in the game elsewhere in galactic challenges.
Yeah, but
I learned about a turn meter train by doing galactic challenges, and it worked in the regular game.
Yeah, but the modifiers would have done something to your team and their team that is not there if you were then to take that team that you just thought that you theory, this squad works really, really well against this. I'll try that in Territory Wars, or I'll try that in GAC. It's not going to react the same way because of the modifiers.
All right. Well, sadly, because of time, we're running a little late. We're going to have to wrap this up.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll continue this next week.
Okay.
We'll continue this a little bit next week once we've had a few more shots at new galactic challenges. Will you promise me for Christmas that at some point you'll try a little higher with your best team just to see if you enjoy it?
Oh, I do go like I just said. I do. I throw my arena team in and I hit the auto.
Okay. Well, give it a little bit more of a chance. You don't have to forget nor forgive, but give it a little bit more of a chance. That will be your gift to me.
Okay.
All right.
But I'm not going to enjoy it in any way, shape, or form. So
usually some people on Christmas in relationships like ours don't enjoy it.
No, we don't.
All right. We'll be back after these messages with Santa Claus right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hello, Escape Padawans. It is the Llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Castaways are on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you can catch us on YouTube and on Twitch every week streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, your favorite new Galaxy of Heroes show GA Center, and so much more. Come catch us on the web.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the Force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
Back to school. The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello, Escape Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. This week on the Journey Through the Journey Guide series, we are rolling right along with the Scourge of the Old Republic Ancient Journey event for Darth Revan. There are 5 characters required for this event. You'll need them at 7 stars, gear 10, ability level 8 with Mark 5 mods. Those characters are Bastilla Sean Fallen, Juhani, Karth Onasi, HK-47, and Canderous Ordo. There are 7 tiers in this event to take Darth Revan to 7 stars. The difficulty level is medium to hard, mostly because RNG is a very real thing in this game, but if you got your characters where they need to be, like I mentioned before, you should be good to go, and it's a pretty straightforward event. Now let's take a deep dive into Darth Revan himself. His first ability, his basic ability, Lacerate, deals special damage to the target enemy. It inflicts buff immunity on target enemy and enemy leader for 2 turns. If the target is the leader, you can actually reduce Darth Revan's cooldowns by 1. His first special ability, Force Storm, deals special damage to all enemies and shocks them for 2 turns. All Sith Empire allies gain 5 stacks of ferocity for 2 turns. This attack also cannot be evaded. Ferocity actually removes 15% defense and tenacity per stack, but it grants 8% offense and potency per stack, and it cannot be copied. His second special attack, Insanity, deals special damage to the target enemy and inflicts fear on them and the enemy leader for 1 turn. If the target is the leader, or if the leader is defeated, inflict fear on all enemies for 1 turn. Fear cannot be copied, dispelled, or resisted, and the attack cannot be evaded. Now, the fear debuff makes the enemy miss their next turn, they cannot use abilities, and they cannot evade. It also increases all of their cooldowns by 1, and fear will expire on taking damage from an attack. His leadership ability, Lord of the Sith, grants Sith Empire allies immunity to turn meter reduction while they're debuffed. Plus, they gain 10% critical chance and 15 speed for each of their own debuffs. At the start of each turn, each Sith Empire ally will gain 5 stacks of ferocity for 2 turns. At the start of battle, if all allies are Sith Empire, they have plus 50% critical damage. At the end of each turn, if an enemy fell below 50% health during that turn, they also inflict Death Mark on the enemy leader for 1 turn if Darth Revan is in the leader slot and not in the ally slot. Death Mark can't be copied, dispelled, resisted, or evaded. Darth Revan's first unique ability, Conqueror, grants him 100% defense penetration. At the start of each Sith Empire ally's turn, they will dispel Foresight on all enemies and it cannot be evaded. When a Sith Empire ally is inflicted with ability block or stun, they dispel that debuff and gain ferocity for 2 turns. Enemies cannot assist or attack again if their attack is targeting Darth Revan. His second unique, Villain, whenever Darth Revan uses an ability during their turn, if the selected target is already inflicted with Death Mark, Fear, or Corrupted Battle Meditation, Darth Revan immediately uses Lacerate. When fear expires on an enemy, they also dispel all buffs on themselves. Also, when Darth Revan's health falls below 50%, it is equalized with the other healthiest ally. Darth Revan has 3 Zetas. It's on his leadership ability, Lord of the Sith, his first unique, Conqueror, and his second unique, Villain. I highly suggest all 3. They are excellent and key to the strategy with this team. As far as mods go, your really main focus is going to be speed. You want Darth Revan wicked fast. Faster than your light side Revan, for sure. Mod sets, I would look at offense and critical chance mod sets. They're really going to help his kit. The team you're going to want to use Darth Revan with is you're actually going to use the Darth Revan lead. You're going to want to use him with Bastilla Sean Fallen, HK-47. You can throw in Sith Empire Trooper. You can throw in Sith Assassin. You can throw in Sith Marauder. Any of those 3 are kind of interchangeable. And then once you unlock him, you're definitely going to want to put Darth Malak in there. But it's not fully necessary. You can put in 2 of Sith Empire Trooper, Sith Assassin, or Sith Marauder. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more story time with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
This is Micaeus, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up micaeusmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Micaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. It's incoming transmission time, and because it's Christmas, we have a festive guest. So, Paul, why don't you introduce our festive guest for this evening?
Well, I honestly don't think our festive guest really needs any introduction. But you know, this person isn't exactly, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player that streams all the time, but they are from the great north. We love our friends up north very, very much. We're grateful for them. But this special person, as if you've been listening to the show so far, is somebody who, they just finished their trip around the world. They've been bringing, joy to all sorts of Padawans all throughout. And, they do play some video games in their spare time. So we thought we'd talk to them about what they do to relax after making this gigantic trip. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Great White North, it is Santa Claus. How are you, Santa?
Ho, ho, ho! Welcome. Thank you for the lovely introduction, Paul. I am fantastic. Like you mentioned, I'm a little tired. The sleigh, it is very tiring up there, but it has been fantastic. The stockings are all stuffed, and everybody is ready. We're ready to get going and to get those sleighs in motion.
Well, I want to personally thank you for the bar of Beskar that you brought me. It's one of the best gifts that I could get this year, especially after seeing what can be made out of it.
Well, you are on the nice list this year, and Santa's not going to tell you what he had to do to get his hands on that much Beskar. But, you deserve it. You've earned it this year.
Yeah, Chris, Mr. Kringle, where's my bar of Beskar? I didn't get anything this year. Does that mean does that mean I was on your naughty list?
We're taping this beforehand. So it is coming. It is coming. It is not midnight yet. Come midnight, all the gifts will be delivered.
I thought you're taking a break during the day. Since it's almost, this goes live at 7:30 Central, and it's about 8. It's just after 8:30 right now. So you're taking a break. I thought you did everything overnight last night.
Plus, well, it is done overnight, but there's time zones, and it's not midnight everywhere in the world yet. It is very, very difficult to get everything done. But Neil, I did deliver for you last year. I remember your list. You said you wanted a Jedi Luke. I gave you not one. but 2.
Yeah, I thought it might be because, I don't have a chimney for you to come down. Or that, the chimney is really thin and, you don't exactly have a figure conducive to coming down the heating pipe that's at my residence. So I figured, you would just thought, yeah, sod him. I'll forget about him this year. I'll just say he was naughty. I'll just, because I'm sure you must do that from time to time. You must get to a house and think, I ain't ever getting down that chimney stack. I'll just quickly put that person on the naughty list. There's no ring in it there at all. You never just think, can't get down that one. I'll just put them on the naughty list. Just for accounting purposes, of course. Not that they were actually naughty, but if somebody complained to the North Pole that they didn't get what they wanted from you, you'd need to be, sorry, administrative error. You were on the naughty list. Sorry, didn't mean to put you there, but, we'll catch you next year, that kind of thing.
No. I take my list very seriously. Everybody who's on the nice list gets their gifts, and if I can give you some of the trade secrets, while I may not be able to fit down that pipe, the elves are very small. And I send a prep and landing team beforehand to scout the area, to try and give me entry points, because I do have to do this very quick. I am very fast. But the prep and landing team, if they see no entry point, they are very small. And I will confess to sometimes cheating. And sometimes the prep and landing team has to give their gifts if I can't get in. But I can squeeze into some quite tight spaces. While I do have a festive figure, it's, I have some powers, Yeah, if I can get across the world in one night and go to every boys and girls houses, I can squeeze into some small spaces. Some might say I'm strong with the Force.
Well, I was actually going to say, Santa Claus, are you, I see that you have a statue of a festive 3PO protocol droid behind you.
Yes.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
Santa is a very big Star Wars fan. It's very popular around here. Halloween time, all the elves dress up like Ewoks, and we have a big party in the forest. It's awesome. It is the second greatest time of the year.
So I'm guessing that everyone in the North Pole's favorite Star Wars movie would be The Empire Strikes Back, because it reminds you so much of home.
It is very popular. We do wish. We've been trying to get engineering on creating Tauntauns for years. They still haven't succeeded. We were better at making toys than biological engineering, unfortunately. But we would like them to get around. They would be awesome. But our favorite, and this isn't very popular among Star Wars fans, but we are very particular to the Star Wars Christmas special or Life Day special, whichever you choose to, whatever you choose to call it.
I think another reason, Neil, why they don't why they haven't been able to do Tauntauns is because they smell bad on the outside.
Have you ever smelt an elf?
I have never smelled an elf, Santa. No.
From October to December, they're just making toys. They don't stop. They don't shower. They just make toys. It gets pretty grungy under there.
I'm pretty sure that that's not something you should say on a webcast or a podcast, because it sounds like you're breaking a few labor laws there.
There are no labor laws. We are an international zone in the North Pole, so nobody can really come after us. We're not covered by any laws. The elves know what they are.
Okay, so what was the number one Star Wars themed Christmas present that was asked for by all the boys and girls this year?
Well, it was, as I think you can imagine, Baby Yoda. We have warehouses full of them ready. They're all being delivered, but we had warehouses and warehouses. Everybody wanted Baby Yodas. For some reason, the Rays and Finns never got. They're just sitting there, but everybody wants Baby Yoda.
So, you're kind of like, giving a little bit of favoritism to Hasbro there? I mean, what about all of the other great toy manufacturers that you work with? What about Mattel? What about He-Man? It seems a bit unfair that you seem to give such a big third-party contract to Hasbro.
You just asked about Star Wars toys, and Hasbro makes the Star Wars toys, Neil.
Yes, but, what about all of the He-Mans and the Skeletors?
But you didn't ask about He-Mans and Skeletors.
Well, I was trying to get him to segue to other toys.
I give what the people ask for. If you ask for He-Man and you ask for Skeletor, unfortunately, we don't get many requests for He-Man and Skeletor. And we don't favor any company, because while it may say Hasbro or Mattel on the box, they are all elf-made.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, that works. That's not too bad. That's not too bad, I suppose. So no major calls for lightsabers. I mean, sure, the boys and the girls want Baby Yoda, but what about all of the grown-up dads? I mean, there's still a child inside every single Star Wars fan, whether they're 5 or 50. No calls for lightsabers this year?
We do get a lot of requests for lightsabers, especially... for some reason, the green ones are extremely popular this year. So yes, and a lot of adults do ask for bars of Beskar, but you have to have been really good to get one of those.
And I got one right here. But let's, I would like to talk about what you do now that, you're pretty much done. Tomorrow, when you wake up after this big trip, are you going to put on any game? Are you a gamer, as they say?
I am. I do play the game that you guys like to talk about, Galaxy of Heroes. The elves have gotten me into it. They have a coalition of guilds. They all name themselves after Ewoks because they like to say they're little people too, so they're Ewoks. The elves did get me into it. And the elves all get the same gift now. They all want Google Play gift cards. So, I'm sorry, Neil, none of them get free-to-play cards.
No, none of them. None of your elves. None of them. They may be Santa's little helpers, but yeah, they're not helping themselves by not being free to play.
Well, if they asked for anything else, they'd just be giving themselves more work and more toys to make, so they just ask for gift cards instead.
So, is there one elf in particular that just so happens to have the best account out of everybody?
Yes, Cinnamon. He's been a day one adopter. Cinnamon, he's quite crazy. He went all in. He's got pretty much every character relic. He's a hardworking elf, so he earns himself a lot of gift cards.
What projects is Cinnamon working on right now, though? I mean, there's got to be something to keep him in the game, right?
I don't look at his account. It gets me kind of depressed. I just, there's so many things that.
I'd like to know about Santa's account. Santa, what's your account looking like?
I'm at 6.6 million GP. I've been playing for 4 years now, so.
What do you have? Galactic Legends? Did Cinnamon, give you any tips on which Galactic Legend to go for?
I only have the 2 light side Galactic Legends. Santa is light side.
Okay.
I don't play with the dark side of the Force.
Not even the Wampa?
Oh, yes, the Wampa. He's mislabeled as evil. He doesn't do anything evil. He's just doing Wampa things. It's what Wampas are made to do.
He kills rebels. How is that not dark side, Santa? Come on. Be honest now.
You're saying that the rebels are dark side?
Well, they are. They did rebel against the voted in for legal government at the time. So yeah, I mean, technically, they should be. The Wampa's just protecting his land. So they're the bad guys. He's the good guy.
No. Palpatine, he took power. He didn't. He was voted in under false pretenses, and you know, we can talk politics and all of that, but Palpatine is always on my naughty list.
What I was about to say, what did he ask for? I mean, obviously he's on the naughty list, so he's not going to get what he asks. But what did he ask for?
He's always asking for the blood of some little child, some little green child. It's always, for some reason, everybody in the Empire, that's what they ask for every year, is they want blood from this little green child.
What do they want to do with the blood of this little green child?
I don't know. I don't know why they keep asking for it. There must be some nefarious reason. Thankfully, you know, there are certain things, while I try and provide for people, luckily most of the Empire do fall on the naughty list. And, you know, except for some of the troopers do make it. I mean, they're just doing their jobs, and some of them make it onto the good list. And mainly they just want, they always just ask for scopes to be able to aim their guns better.
All right. So, let's we are getting close to the end of having to wrap this up. I know you got just a few more hours to make sure you get things to everyone by the end of Christmas here. But I do have a question for you. Are you a watcher of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes content? You know?
Yes. I try and keep up as much as possible.
So, you know, if you had a favorite content creator, we all know it's not us. You know, no, we're not the favorite of anybody, but you have to have a favorite individual content creator. Who would that be, Santa?
Well, there is one. He is the one user of the dark side who makes my nice list every year.
Would be?
He is Dickie Darkside.
Okay.
He does make my nice list every year, despite being on the dark side.
Well, you happen to know if people have been naughty or nice. You probably have a way of knowing, you know, what they might be doing in the future. Do you want to spoil anything for Dickie Darkside's channel at this time?
Well, I do hope he does get those SWGOH awards he did. I hope he gets those back up, and I hope there's a new edition very, very soon. That's on Santa's list. Santa very rarely asks for something, but he's hoping there's a new edition coming soon.
Well, the next time we see him, we'll certainly pass along the fact that you want to see those. How why don't you help me out here, Santa? How do people find Dickie Darkside's channel? You know, where do they go? Is he on Twitter or what?
He's just on YouTube. You just find him on YouTube. It's that simple. He doesn't do Twitch or any of all that. He likes to make silly videos, which don't really translate to Twitch. He's not a Grand Arena guy. Once in a while, he does something useful, but usually it's all PowerPoint without the point.
Aren't most things PowerPoint without a point?
Especially in 2020.
Oh man, how did everything go up there at the North Pole with all this?
Well, luckily we don't get much travel, so COVID wasn't much of an issue for us. We do. The elves are quite healthy little creatures too. They tend to be immune to most diseases. I think, nothing survives in the cold. It's really cold up here. And while extreme heat does kill it, so does extreme cold. So we've been pretty okay. Spirits are high. I think the elves are ready for vacation. They're ready to take that shower now.
Neil, do you have any more questions for the only Chris Kringle?
I await with bated breath for my Beskar bar.
Well, if you've been good, and have you been good, Neil?
Oh yes, always.
Always. Well, then, if you have indeed been good, you'll wake up with a nice surprise.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I just want to thank you, Santa Claus, for coming on the show today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we'll check out your favorite content creator as soon as we can. And anything else for the boys and girls before we depart?
Well, I just want to wish everybody a happy Life Day, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's a great, and may 2021 be a much better year than 2020.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Santa Claus. Coming up after this break, it is Patreon's Choice. And as we wish everyone a Merry Christmas, our final words of 2020 coming up right after this, right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Micaeus, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up MicaeusMods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Micaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
I'm never gonna get this done. So much to do. In so little time. What?
There you are.
I've been here the entire time, noob. Feedback. Oh. Wait. I totally get it now, huh? I can see how repeatedly calling out someone's name can get super annoying, especially if done every single time you're searching for him. I guess a bucket of bolts is right to claim it's infuriating. Who'da thunk it?
Wait, what was that?
Nothing, noob. What you need, droid?
I was just wondering, did you see my latest post on Bluebird?
Come on, noob. You know that I don't peruse any of that waste-of-time nonsense. Why do you keep messing with these social media apps? I keep telling you, it will fry your logic circuits.
But I would really appreciate it if you could...
Log in.
To help me do something, Linux?
Oh, geez, here we go. Okay, noob, I'll bite. What's the problem this time, noob? And how will my logging into a social media app help anything?
Well, you see, I'm trying to get my selfie to...
Go
viral.
Seriously?
And if I can accomplish this, it may help us
Gain notoriety.
Oh, jeez.
if that could start increasing traffic to
Our content.
Noob,
Yes, hello, Alex?
go away. I'm busy. No buts about it, mister.
I was just trying to be
Helpful for the holidays.
and show us doing a good deed.
What good deed, noob? We're out in the middle of nowhere minding our own business and barely interacting with anyone. Wait a second. What exactly were you doing when you took that selfie?
Holding a can of beans?
You mean the one single can of beans we've had sitting on the shelf in the cupboard for the past 6 months?
Yes.
And what exactly did you type into the caption?
Only that Christmas time is the time of giving, so everyone should give whatever they can to help the less fortunate.
And did you actually donate our one can of beans, noob?
No.
Meatbag.
You know, I could have sworn I've told you this 1,000 times, newbie. We do good deeds for the sake of doing them, not for any virtue signaling HoloNet points.
But
look, you can't post a selfie holding a can of beans, alluding that you donated said can of beans to a charity if you haven't actually done so.
But
no buts. And you know what? Beings that I know you love these so much.
Please, no.
You guessed it. I got a short PSA that can help you understand, bud.
Somebody please disconnect my power supply.
This PSA is brought to you by Hellenics.
Shameless self-promotion.
And the 2020 Christmas holiday season.
Happy Christmas, Kwanzaa, Life of Festivusaka.
False altruism during the holidays. What is it? Why is it happening? And who stands to benefit? In this SWGOH PSA, we will explore truly altruistic behavior during the holidays and the many myths that surround it. During the holidays, many people donate to charities, either by donating items like food, clothing, or toys, or volunteering their time to help those most in need. Engaging in these acts can be a great way for all of us to give what we can, thereby making the world a slightly better place. This not only helps those in need, but it also makes us feel a tiny little bit better ourselves. Giving is truly altruistic. Unfortunately, some folks make posts on various social media sites, like Facebook and Twitter, announcing how virtuous they are due to their holiday season charitable giving. Whether these folks did or did not actually make a charitable contribution, the act of announcing the good deed to the world is not very tactful. If you ask me, and I just did, it makes one look shameful. And while I admire shameless self-promotion, I do not encourage shameful, false altruism. Today we will try to navigate these muddy waters and determine what's a good deed, and more importantly, what's a blatant virtue signal, and what could be done about it by you, the cherished listener and viewer. We've all seen it. Some twit on Twitter makes a post about how they can't believe more people don't support some international charity, especially during the holidays.
How dare you!
While many of us that can give quietly go about our holidays giving what we can, where we can, and how we can, these folks seem to care more about their internet clout and making themselves look good. Sadly, sometimes these selfish don't even practice what they preach and donate nothing at all during these devastating economic times. Frankly, these people make me sick. Seriously, everyone, listen up. This holiday season, I'm asking each of you to do me a solid. Each of you can do this easily, regardless of how much disposable income you have, or even how much free time you have. Your December Hellion the Noob homework assignment is, do at least one good deed this December, and tell no one that you did it. It could be something small, like donating one can of beans to your local soup kitchen, or volunteering for an hour at said soup kitchen, serving food to the needy. Of course, it could definitely be something much bigger and bolder if you'd like, for sure. I know many of you already do these things. What I'm asking all of you is to do just one of these charitable acts without mentioning it publicly anywhere. Not a word to anyone, not even me. This year, do it just for the sake of doing it, and not for the sake of the pat on the back, the tax write-off, or the internet brownie points you'll receive. Do it just to make the galaxy a better place. I promise it will do wonders for your soul, and I promise to do the same myself as well. Will you make the same promise? No telling. Not even in this chat. Just do. And together, we can change the world without requiring anything in return. This has been Hellenix.
# shameless self-promotion.
For the Hellenic SWGOH YouTube channel. And doing good. Just for the sake of it. Oh, and Merry Christmas, everyone. No, I will not be doing a joke at the end of this one. I'm trying to be serious for once. So do you see now, noob? Wasn't that PSA helpful? Noob.
Yes, Hellenix.
Look.
This PSA was actually helpful.
Wait, what? Really?
Yes, Hellenix. Really. I'm gonna delete the post and try to just find something good to do for someone not as well off as us. Maybe I could try repairing?
TTC-14.
Like we said we'd do at the end of season 1?
You know, that sounds like a very nice idea, noob. And, newbie?
Yes, Hellenix?
I'm proud of you, bud.
Thanks, Hellenix.
One more thing before we go, noob.
Yes, Hellenix.
Don't forget to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday Season.
Right. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all our wonderful listeners, viewers, and all of you.
Wonderful meat bags.
Out there.
From everyone here at the Shameless Self-Promotion Studios and all the tunes aboard the Argo and Space Swallow and everyone involved with the Escape Pod cast, may the Force be with all of us in 2021.
And beyond.
We're gonna need it.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's the final segment of our Christmas super duper Xmas special, super duper special Christmas show. And we're on the bridge for Patron's Choice. So, Paul, start firing off them questions. Any Christmas related ones?
There are some. Not many questions here. Going Nerdy asks, are you still going on Christmas Day? That's commitment. The answer? Yes.
Well, technically yes, but technically no. So it's a yes and a no.
Well, it's a no from you, but it's a yes from me because I'm playing this live at 7:30.
You're gonna premiere it, are you?
I'm gonna premiere it on Twitch for everybody that shows up on Twitch. It'll go through, starting at 7:30 until whenever this ends, and we're and then it'll be on YouTube. Actually, because we created it off of Twitch, it'll go live on YouTube as soon as it's over here. So
yeah, I will likely be watching Die Hard with the family.
You mentioned that in the second episode.
Oh, yes.
The second, or was it the first? Yeah, I think it was the first. We forgot to ask him his movies.
Yes, we did. We forgot to ask him if he believes that Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
I agree that it's a Christmas movie, but I don't think it's the greatest of all time.
Well, there are some, and that is just it's in the annals of history as the greatest Christmas movie of all time. As far as I'm concerned, it's got Christmas music, it's got Santa hats, it has Christmas cheer.
It has Hans Gruber falling from the top.
Yeah, it has Christmas miracles in it, all sorts.
Going Nerdy also asks, why don't we have Hondo in the game yet? I don't know, Neil. Or I don't know, Thad. Neil?
Because CG hates you. They just don't like you very much.
We don't like you either.
We don't like you either.
I think we answered this before, but we're going to re-answer it here. The llama asks, what is the best and worst Christmas present you've ever gotten?
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did that. We did that last week. But I said it was.
You said it was both the best and the no. It was the one you've given.
Oh yeah, it was. It was the one that was given. So yeah. So I think I said the worst one. The worst one that I was given was Star Wars Unleashed on the Wii.
We did answer this.
It was a nightmare.
But what's the best one you've gotten?
The best Christmas gift I got was Black's Law Dictionary 8th edition.
That's right.
Which is a bit nerdy, but
and honestly, it truly is the best Christmas gift is just being able to do this show. But if I really have to think about it, it's all situational. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought we were talking about actual gifts. So
I guess
you're gonna have to elaborate on what you mean, because I thought we were just talking about like exchanging gifts with friends and family and stuff like that.
I'm gonna say the best Christmas gift that I was ever given was actually from a listener of this show, and that was the trip to take my wife to Universal and to go for her to be able to ride the Hogwarts Express after her diagnosis, after her chemo. That I believe has been one of the best Christmas gifts ever. So Mal and Deneb, thank you very, very much for the best Christmas gift ever. The worst Christmas gift, and I always make the joke because a gift is never ever really truly terrible, but I always say my parents gave me a dustbuster once. That was 5 years ago. It sucks. So, handheld vacuum for, if you don't know, I don't know. Do you know dustbuster, Neil?
It's a handheld vacuum cleaner, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. We in the UK we have Dust Devils.
Dust Devil. Yeah. Dustbuster, Dust Devil. It was actually a Dust Devil Dustbuster, as I call it. I guess it's kind of like Band-Aid for adhesive bandage, or Velcro for hook and ladder.
No. We call them plasters in the UK.
Plaster. See?
Mm-hmm. You call them Band-Aids. We call them plasters.
Well, we call them Band-Aids because we're going after the brand Band-Aid. Is there a brand called Plasters?
No. Every it doesn't matter what the brand is. They're just all generically called plasters.
I know it, but in the UK, is there anything that is referred to generically that's actually a brand name?
No, everything is referred to in its generic. Whether it doesn't matter what the brand is. Everything's referred to generically.
Well, actually, I'm going to ask you: do you call it hook and ladder fastener, or do you call it Velcro?
We call it Velcro.
Okay, Velcro is the company that makes it.
Yeah, but
the true
all
name
companies, it all just gets generically called Velcro, no matter who manufactures it.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure. We'll Google it later. We won't settle this on the air right now, or record it on the air right now. So, assuming Queel and IG-11 get relatively low nodes, this was from Sephironis, matching Grief and Mando and Kara, would that then make Beskar Armor Mando the first team to go after instead of Phoenix?
No.
I would agree, because of the healing, the self-healing ability of Phoenix, that would be the first way to go.
And you get 2 legendaries with Phoenix. You only get 1 with the Mandalorian characters. Because you get Thrawn and Palpatine with Phoenix. They're the only five character squad that gets you 2 legendaries. There are no other 5 characters that do the same. 5 Jedis for Yoda. Those same 5 Jedis you can't use for anything else. Same for every single legendary. Revans, Chewies, C-3PO. Yeah, Phoenix is the only faction that will get you 2 legendary characters. So yeah, definitely the one to go for. Still, free to play or whaling.
By the way, I know I said I wouldn't look it up, but I am looking. I don't see the word Velcro on any of these non-Velcro brand. I see cinch straps, extreme fasteners, rapid storage, hook and loop fastener.
Whatever they put on the packaging, if it looks like Velcro, it talks like Velcro, it's Velcro.
If it says Velcro on the packaging, it's because it's made by Velcro.
But if it does the exact same thing as Velcro, but is not manufactured by Velcro, people in the UK will still call it Velcro.
Okay, so in the UK, you guys do call something by a brand name, even though it's not. So
yeah, but people don't call it because of the brand name. They just call it Velcro because that's what it's always been known as. It's always just been known as Velcro. That you know, you got to remember that it was in the US first, and then it came over to the UK. You know, cross the pond. You know, as lots of things do, cross the pond, and then you know anything that comes out like that just gets affectionately referred to. You know, when all of the manufacturers realize how cheap and easy it is to make, and that they can make a quick buck, or a quick pound, or a quick quid, they'll just they'll call it something else, but it's still the same.
All right. But that actually does it for all the questions this week on Patreon's Choice.
Nice, short and sweet.
So, looking back at the year, we said this last week. We kind of gave our thank yous for the year, but this truly is the last episode of 2020. I want to thank you, Neil, if I haven't already, for suggesting that we do the switch to Twitch. We're coming up almost on a year of doing Twitch, and that was a suggestion from you, and it's the best thing that we've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
And I owe you a big debt of gratitude for that.
A lot more fun on Twitch than it is on YouTube.
And there's more people that are... We've been able to engage more with the people on Twitch, and we're very grateful for that. On YouTube, if you're watching this on a replay on YouTube, thank you for liking the channel. In the past month, we've started to grow a lot quicker, than the previous 2 months. So, a big thank you to you if you are on YouTube. But being live on Twitch is much more quicker, it's more responsive, and doesn't have as many issues for live streaming.
Yeah, Twitch is definitely better for live streaming. A 2-second delay is a lot more preferable than the 15 to 30-second delays that we used to get when we were on YouTube. I mean, some of those delays were horrendous.
Yeah, but and I'm also thankful for everybody that's even just said hi in our Discord channel. If you are not on our Discord channel, guys, hop in. Just say hi. We both respond pretty quick if we're not sleeping or otherwise occupado. It's a lot of fun. Links can be found down below on both the podcast, and they can be found by typing ! Discord on the Twitch channel or looking below on the YouTube description. Am I making you tear up a little bit?
No, I've got eyelash stuck in my eye and I'm trying to work it loose and it won't come loose. Oh, get out, you bugger! Oh, there was somebody that I did. There is a group of people that I forgot to thank last week, and they are a very special group of people on Twitch, the Lurkers. I have mentioned it on my streams before, but you know, so it's a big thank you to all the Lurkers, because let's be honest, a lot of the time you make up the bulk of the viewers. And it's I love you. You know, you don't engage, and that's great, because you know, so a lot of the time I myself am a lurker. I will see somebody on Twitch and I'll join the chat and I'll just sit there and watch and listen. You know, I don't have the time, or sometimes I'm not sat in front of a keyboard and I can't furiously join in on the chat. But I'm still, you know, I'm laughing along and joining along with the conversation and screaming at the monitor. Sometimes, you know, it's when someone's doing something. I just don't have the keyboard in front of me. So big thanks to all the lurkers. I love you.
and also all of the people that have. I wholeheartedly agree with that, Neil. That's a very good acknowledgement. I also want to acknowledge this year we also pretty much put into motion the Escape Pod Castaways, Helenix, Llama, Fighting Drunk, Vasari Games, Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, the entire chain gang. We had Biscuit Weasel at one point, you know, and in a way, Flair of Gaming Embers. He's part of the chain gang and also a very wonderful person and co-host with you for GA Center. And also want to give a thanks to the communities that have embraced us. Shattered Order, ANZGC, the Galactic War Report, Operation Metaverse,
Gambit, RSG.
Gambit. I was going to get to RSG in a moment. Yes. Especially Gambit, and their kind words when they started creating Gambit. Thank you for that. Thank you for those. RSG has always been an ally with us. We're so grateful. But yeah, anything else, Neil? Anybody that I forgot in this situation?
Don't forget to tip your waiters and your waitresses.
All right. Protect those that you love. Wear a mask. Be nice to each other, damn it. It's going to be a new year. Make your New Year's resolution to actually follow that. Please. Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Pod cast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.